Hey folks, this is Craig here from Wander. I've had several people ask for a little more instruction on how to upload a Wander map to your Wahoo device. So I'm gonna go through the process here on video and show you how it's done. And to start with, here are the three things you'll need. You'll need your computer, you'll need the Wahoo obviously, and then you will need a micro USB cable that's got that thing, and that's for plugging in the Wahoo. And you can see the Wahoo here is just got my normal Atlanta map on there. You know, it just looks like a normal road network, nothing going on there. So let's start with making the map and then we'll get it in place. All right, so here we are on the Wander Big Map, and we want to head to the area that we want to make a map of. So I'm going to make a map of the Atlanta area, and the first thing that you need to do is you'll see that this icon here is disabled. I have a limit in place to stop someone from making a map of the entire world and crashing my server, so I need to zoom in a little bit until we get to the place, you know, to a good enough spot. So that's good. I'm gonna turn off some stuff and then I'm gonna make this map. And so we wanna make sure that we set Wahoo, and that's really the only option. So we're gonna go ahead and continue, and it's gonna make the map for us, and then it'll send us an email when the map is ready. So now we play the waiting game. So, how's the fan? While we're waiting for that to happen, there's some things that we can do in the meantime. And the first is check out our Wahoo and look at something other than the map. A lot of the steps from here on out are gonna seem kind of weird, but this is important. So set it to something that's not the map. Then get our USB cable and go ahead and plug it into our micro USB port here. And there's a good chance that nothing really will happen as a result of that, but go ahead and have it plugged in. Okay, so another thing that we can do while we're waiting for the map to be generated on the Wanderer server is we can open up the Wahoo app here, and we'll click our element bolt, and where do we want? We want settings. We want to go down to manage maps, and we'll do add more maps, and then just like choose something, like it doesn't matter, choose Antarctica or something. Okay, so click download, just let it go for a little bit. You kind of just have to wait a little bit. This is the part that's like a little bit hand wavy, but you can just kind of let it do its thing, and then you can just do abort download. And that might not seem like that important, but it is a very necessary step to do. So just kind of bear with me here for a little bit. Okay, so this next step is only necessary if you're installing the Wahoo map on a Mac computer. If you're doing it from a Windows computer, you can skip it, but you know, this is an instructional video and I'm on a Mac, so I have to do it. And so what you need to do is head to android.com/file transfer there and download the Android file transfer utility. Your Wahoo runs Android. It's basically like a very low power specific phone. And so in order to talk to it, you get this Android file transfer utility. So we're going to download that. It's going to decompress and show us a window where we can then plop it in our applications folder. And I already had a version of it, but you know, for the sake of being thorough, I'm installing it again. And so, wouldn't you know it, our Wahoo map has finished generating over on the Wanderer server, and this is the email that I received. So at the top here, it's got download link, and then it's got some instructions down below here on how to do what I'm doing. So click that download link. You'll get a prompt about downloading it, saving it, and here we go. So this is what we get. These two files are what were generated on the Wanderer server and what you're going to put on your Wahoo. So the way to do that is open up that Android file transfer app. Yes, it came from the internet. That's okay. And so here's a window into what is on our Wahoo Element Bolt. And so these files that we received from Wanderer, you want to put them in a very specific place. And so you want to open up this maps directory here. And then within that, you want to open up this temp directory here. And then you take both of these map files that you received and you drag them into that temp directory. And you might get a warning about whether or not you should replace these. And that's nothing to worry about. There's no issue with replacing a map. You know, if anything goes wrong, if you want to uninstall the Wanderer map at any point, that's fine. You can always do that through the Wahoo app. So this is nothing to worry about here. We're going to replace them all. And that's it. So those are copied over and we're cool. There's nothing more to do on the computer side. We just copied over our map and there are 2 steps left to do. The first is unplug it. The second is turn it off. Yep, that's fine. I love when things make you wait to turn off. Like, what are you doing? No, anyways, turn it back on. And we will wait for our tiny little useless phone to figure out what it wants to do with the world, having no microphone. So we can do some exercises for luck. You know, we can cross your fingers, you can cross your toes, cross your eyes, whatever you're into. All right, so we're back. And let's look at a map. So this is what it looks like. This works. This is what the Wanderer map should look like. And you'll see that our roads no longer look like roads. They're just these kind of like dotted lines. And that's how that's what the Wahoo uses to represent like a path, like a little trail. And Wanderer kind of piggybacks onto the Wahoo's existing styling so that when you see a thin little path like this, that's how you know that you've already ridden the road. And you'll see this little dot here, that little blob, that's like an end of a road that I haven't fully ridden. And so it looks much fatter. And if I zoom out here, you see there's another little blob right up there to the left of the compass. That's another little street that I haven't fully ridden. And if you're doing this on the element Roam, then those fat sections will show up in yellow. But that's basically it. You know, there's not a lot of styling options here available. It's pretty much, if it's thin, you've ridden it, and if it's fat, you haven't. So with that, I hope you have good luck installing your map and enjoy.